Hello and welcome to Celeblaza. Lebitso la ka ke Tebatso Leboya, also known as Ntate Leader. Mona Celeblaza. Jalo ka haile letsatsi le le tletsena, ebile ke le mo tletsena. Tsatsi la ka jeno re tla re buisana le mongwe bana ba borona halala ka rona. Ke re mui re theotse batho di billboarding, re ba beile televisioneng. Mui o se ke bua sutha tsatsi la ka jeno re tla re buisana le monna e leng hore wa modlela montiro ntate ke ba buti ba mona ba itshetleileng ka dipalo ka hara tropo ya Masibu ntate hodima di billboard. Ke bua ka motho mo ka loka Ts'epang Teba. O se ke bua sutha re go ka rona yena o tumme ka difeng. Mui go amohela kwano ho Celeblaza letsatsi la ka jeno ke buisana jalo le motho mo ka loka Ts'epang Teba. Ke yona o ditsepela ka mona ke a gola ba bangata motho sa ntse a bona billboard o e tlositse e re phaka pelaka in person.
Sharp nna.
Tada ka gola motho ha a o shebile jena o batla go ikisisa fela go ke mang motho ne re monang billboarding ntle le hore ke Ts'epang Teba. Who's this person?
Okay. So beyond the name Ts'epang Teba, I'm a model, presenter, and a laboratory technologist by profession. So there is more to just the name.
Labo who?
Laboratory technologist.
Okay, and Kahola, how did you get into modeling? Who is you before modeling? What brought about the modeling?
So I think back, first of all, ke tswa Diadeni Tuai, ke lapeng, so that's where I originate. And modeling for me started off, I didn't actually plan it, to be honest, but I've always wanted to be a model but didn't know how. So ke di photo fela, one of the notable photographers here at home. Nearly could get the photo fair to give a poster on my social media, but then it happened to let's catch the eye of some corporate businesses, if I can put it that way. So from there we were being invited for a photo shoot and things took over Yabane. That's where I am today. So I started that way in 2018 and I've been getting calls from then until now. So it's been a fantasy. Yeah.
It sounds like a perfect life. It sounds like a perfect...
Well, it looks that way in the front, but behind the scenes, there's a lot that's going on.
I would like to know, what's this lot that's going on?
From a distance, Motoashaba modeling, it looks like a glamorous industry.
It's not?
It's not. It doesn't seem that way. There's a lot because there's a lot of hard work, competition. And because modeling is...
Wait, you also complain about competition?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of competition. Because after almost everyone, not in that way, but Hebatuangata want to venture into modeling. So it means that by default, competition is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gahola, up to this point, I mean, it's been 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Would you call it a blessing, luck, or what would you call it, Hore, within this short period of time? Well, not too short, but you are molding.
I think it's a bit of both. It's a mixture of blessing and hard work. Because without the hard work that we put in, I wouldn't be where I am. And at the same time, of course, I believe God also puts in, the hand in everything. So I believe it's a mixture of both.
How do you then balance mosebetsi wa hao wa profession le hore wena iphumana le ka hara modeling hore in the beginning o ntse sa plan hore wena iphumana
I think it's so hard when it comes to taba balance. It's a question that I get a lot because mosebetsi ke sebetsa hara beke mostly as a laboratory technologist. I work from Monday to Friday. So it gets challenging at times when the modeling job in hloka hara beke. So that's when gets difficult at times because I have to choose between the two. But apart from the schedule I think hectic manager. But it really gets intense at times because I miss out on some opportunities because of the schedule
Speaking of the you're double booked. we sebetsa jwang hape ke a gola intse tla hona mane mo e leng go motho o curious go jwale kwena you're a model, you're labo
technologist. Okay. Okay. So in terms of
sorry. Ne ke batla go utlwa we phumana lore o tla me be mosebetsing and then you're booked kantona o hloka go etsa mosebetsi wa modeling. How does that work? O qetella o etsa
I think as a person o tla me o tsebe your priorities and which side of your bread is buttered. I'm gonna put it that way in short. So ha modeling o tla hantse ke sebetsa obviously ke optela ka mosebetsi because that's what pays the bills at the end of the day. Yeah.
Awesome. Mona ke Celeblaza ke ditse jolo le Ep24 ba
Let's set each other's lonely nights, be each other's paradise. Need a picture for my frame, someone to share my ring. Tell me what you wanna drink, I'll tell you what I got in mind. Oh, I don't know your name, but I feel like that's gonna change. You ain't gotta be my lover for you to call me baby. Never been up by no pressure, ain't that serious, no. Can we can keep each other company? Oh, maybe we can be, keep each other company. Oh, company.
Welcome back to Celeblaza right here. Nna le bitso la ka ke ntate leader. Ke ditse jolo le motho mo ka Ts'epang Teba. Mona ho Celeblaza baking ena re tla ho rena taba tsena tsa hetsa modeling di sebetsa jwa o motla.
I think you have to correct that. That's what most people say. How about if I motla black? I'm gonna smack my head to the wall. But that's so weird. I'm a model. There's a difference.
What kind of model are you?
Mainly I specialize in commercial and print. So I'm a commercial and print model. But I unlimited. I can still do runway and other categories of modeling.
Yeah, go back. Neka hlokometse go kila ka tsamaya.
Hurrah. Is it like international? Yeah, I think we went specifically in Thailand. It was on a pageant international. So it's just there's another layer. Yeah, modeling. I don't cover model, but also tap into the pageantry side of modeling. So I went to represent the country in Thailand. It was in 2019.
Just a year. Modeling.
Yes, true that.
And there are models anyway. How do you differentiate? How do you differentiate yourself? Lead the models eding. Jona re shebile gona o so achievile ha kae ho fihlella ha kana we papahanya we karohanya run le di models leng o supa eng nna ke fapana le bona ka tsela itse.
So ke nahana ha ke le motho what I try to identify with and to stand up into the part from the competition ke hore I try to solidify the ties le the brands ke ka se go ke tse dikutlwano tse strong le bona because competition like I said earlier the model dingata. So if you do the same thing ya hore o thala motho mo le mong o tlo iphumana you fall go in a pool. Yeah, the model of my let's fail. So Kilegas Hore capitalize the relations and the brands. You know, whenever they want to do body campaign or something like that, but
as a lab tech o tla hape tabeng ena dikamano hona e bohlokwa ha kae taba dikamano not only as a model e reng ho motho ho sa tsotile hona mosebetsi ha e go fe
if you establish good relations le batho you thusa hore in the future ha bana le mohlomong mosebetsi kapa anything e ka o concernang ba ka hloka motho ana le di-skills tseo ka di provider on the table motho a ka kgona go letsetse ebe o so kgona go sebetselena so it's very important hore o sebetsele motho be le dikutlwano tseno tse good hore in the future you never know so a ka tloa o letsetsa le hore o tseba go within
lab tech model a presenter tell me about this you're a presenter tell me about this
my presenting career actually started in 2020 ke ne presenter search ya Lesotho Fashion Week. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention the brand, but the presenter search like that. Then I ke batla hore ke acquire these skills just like anyone ka batla go acquire in a new field. So I went there in a competition. Check out mentor, that's when I started, and then from there ke thola di bookings here and there, but that's how it started.
All right, I think it would be nice for a Harry Chase. Oscar Buale told about Shaisi back out Oscar.
Okay, I want, but you never know because who doesn't want to be here? But you never know. Okay.
Ke hola ha sheba taba ya modeling matwanga the taba fela ya hore what's wa walker and all that. You mentioned it's not as glamorous as it might look.
First things first, especially in the modeling industry, you have to invest in your brand a lot. Ntho tla bo di etsa e da ile di photo shoot o tlo fumantsala hore di ka o costa ho ntso qala either table di phahlo kapa ha ba tlo bua le motho o shoota lena mainly the photographer so it can cost you at the beginning because you'll be investing in your brand but ha motho ha shebile bo social media ntsa bona di photo ha kana nka e kare everything has been done, for you. How God? That's when how God about so that's one of the challenges. And second, like I said, competition is tight. But everybody, well, most of people want to be models. Not in a bad way. But most of the people want to be models because it looks like a great industry. Everything. So the industry is very competitive, so you have to understand we have to compete and we have to stand apart from the rest of the competition.
Nana, we need to talk some more on these challenges.
Okay.
I find them very interesting.
Okay.
All that Muli rentsere bona ho Celeblaza ke ditse jalo le Ts'epang Teba o se ba suta re tlo utlwa some more.
Shebella Celeblaza mo teng re buisanang le di-artist tsa rona ka hara naha ya Lesotho. Ke bua ka di-comedian, ke bua ka di-actor, di-filmmakers, ke bua le ka di-musician e mong le e mong in the arts and entertainment industry. Ke tsa timeless songs.
Oba e model go tshwana le ha o le mosebetsi wa kae kapa kae.
Ke mang yo e leng hore o lakatsa ho bala mabiti lena?
I would say Benabon. That's it.
African giants.
Ke hodisitswe ke nkgono wa ka le ntatemoholo wa ka le batho ba boulelang botjhaba ba tseba go itseba ha Mosotho o le Swati.
More of a theatrical point.
During the end of days, 7 women, 1 man, it doesn't matter.
Bonde ba kanna ba iphumelela bonde ba bang. Ha ke nahane na la bothata.
Shebella Celeblaza la bohlano le ka hora ya botshelela mantsibuya LNBS channel 292.
Khathetse go sa lentsa dingwe la malape a ja o bona o ye o go eme go
le ka ya rata ha o ka wena go khala ha o go di matsohle
O batla hore re o fumanele a partner yo o tla mothabela.
I love you. Nanga nde yuga ke thabile ho be go tsisana ke nyolela o go se nanga nde ke tla go bona ja ga ba ba
Pelo is a serati, get a partner.
Welcome back to Celeblaza right here. Ts'epang Teba, the lab tech. Lab what?
Yeah, technologist.
All right. So, we touched hanyane taba di phephetso tse teng ka hara industry. You look good, and we would really like to understand why ikapesa. Isebetsa jwang e bang ha o ikapese. How does it work?
At times, get but also get some brands. Brands, yes. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention, but some
Please
brands.
Don't.
Oh yes. So, like I said, in the industry, how to say it? Maybe when you're at a fashion show, or at a photo shoot, on a brand work. In the long run, but let's say okay. Since I was at the past gig 18, let's solidify ties moving forward. Of which it's something that I've achieved with some brands, and I'm always grateful. Super grateful.
We cape some maimong when to what is so how
hangata the eventing red carpet events. We do collaborations with Yapiso. But I get a major on a personal experience, eventing a gets now Patiki Babalan, qua Kilomutu Fela tender, Capis.
And out of curiosity. Apart from actually,
okay.
No, actually,
I'm trying to think ahead. Okay.
Okay. So, with everything, you sorry. How go tshwana fela gore tsena ke diphephetso tse ke reng for nna le ha ke shebile ba bang ba basebetsi mmoho ka hara modeling industry. Tsena ke diphephetso tse ke reng look out for this. What are those?
One of the main things ke hore this industry is very obsessed with looks. They're always in the lookout for someone fresh, someone new. So to establish a longevity in this industry, e batla ele challenge. O tlameha go be relevant. Go ha o batla gore career how you to relevant for a long time. That could be a challenge because there's fresh models every time, so that could be a challenge. Now we mitigate as an individual. Now relevant for years because there's always someone new, so that's a challenge. The second challenge get about the finances. At times how you're kicking before so sometimes you can even get paid probably a month after actually working. So it means some sense, in fact, a source of financial musclenyana ke tshwaralo o tla no thusa go sebetsa so it's one of the challenges about the finance. And I think how sebetsa as a model, the personalities about and sometimes we have to find a way because we meet different people with different personalities, but on background in Sefapane. So you have to understand in fact so as long as different people with different walks of lives, how sebetsa le bona go how ba that shock impact. So yeah, but that's just in a nutshell.
The very first challenge you talked about. Oh, excuse me. It's how do you overcome it? How do you overcome? How do you stay relevant? With any special the brand did it
strategies are relevant, of which some people tend to overlook. You have to brands approach really individual. But sometimes I do things different. I approach the brands. So we tend to be relaxed in our homes. Brand whilst you can switch things up and this is who I am. I do this and this. Brand on this basis. So it's very, very important to go out there or how you fetch your life. So that's what one of the strategies that you implement. Yeah.
With everything that you have done up to this point, you have a few things to go super. You know what? 1, 2, 3. I'm like, hey now.
Okay. Pointing, getting louder. A few. Billboards, of course. Billboards. Why wouldn't I mention the billboards? It was actually my second time on a campaign, the billboard day. So it always feels like it's a new feeling because you're
driving around.
So that's something huge and very commendable. The second one, nearly when I represented the country on an international platform, it was a pageant. So it was amazing. So and I think those are the two that get on public on our whole.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Me doing this in a sense inspiration. Whoever you mentioned earlier that they're trying to get into the industry.
True.
Somebody someday someday billboarding how money. So what are you saying? Are you saying what are you saying? You know what? Yeah.
The space is always there in the industry. Just to give an insight of the because usually for a requirement of a traditional model. So I won't fit in this industry. The industry is full. It's never populated. There's always space. So to someone who wants to start or begin in this industry, I would advise them stand up, take a few pictures. From those few pictures that you have taken, a friend or a brother or a relative, a photographer, it's mandatory. How about in the modeling industry? Picture headshot or full body picture. From the little that you have, it's about a whole boy all over. Photo take with the resources that you have still take baby steps. And then start approaching brands. Approach brands. Get out there. There are a lot of brands. Up to almost every brand in a marketing department. So there are marketing strategies for brands or governments. So as a model, that's where you come in. Go to those brands, do a proposal. Some brands will turn you down, but probably out of the 10 that you might approach, there might be that one. That one, there's potential here. And then maybe you never know. That's where a career can take off.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Celeblaza. We are jumping right into the frying pan. Ts'epang Teba, he's shaking in his boots, thinking of the frying pan.
I don't know if it's luck or a coincidence. You can see that blue, it is the color for the night. I'm wearing blue, she's wearing blue. So it is the winning color for the night. Be sure to interact with us on all social media platforms. We are at official FOL.ls on Instagram, and we are at Face of Lesotho on Facebook. This is Naledi welcoming her as the reigning queen of Face of Lesotho 2021. My voice is gone because the event is gone. But then we have the new queen and we'll see her around. So keep safe during this COVID-19 time. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Celeblaza. You're still chilled right here with myself, Ntate Cheza, wena leader. You need to join the Ts'epang Teba. The matoti billboard in Kaji. Kafleka maka put my screen saha azishi. Sure. Tell me, for people who follow and ba buka, how do we get a hold of you?
On Instagram, at teba.ls. On Facebook, ke Ts'epang Teba.
Okay.
Alternatively, strictly business. You can let's say on 59436976.
Actually, since I go WhatsApp, I'm gonna write.
Okay. I'll check it later. Okay.
All right. Right at this moment, we are jumping straight right into the frying pan. Bona, ke na get. Ntwe makatsang ke hore Ts'epang itse o santsa tswile. He threatened to go. So, folks, don't be surprised.
Probably I might do that. Who knows?
So, look, your parents will be the 45.
My parents?
Oh, will be the
okay.
How kopanya di 45.
Okay.
Impa ndadwa how osiame how ka selemo se le seng.
Okay.
Badile ma di 20 banyala.
How
old are you?
How old am I? Oh my god, too much math. Why does it have to be mathematics? If there was a calculator, probably I'd do better. Or combined, how many?
You do realize this that I was telling you has nothing to do with your age. How old are you?
Oh god. You got me.
What happened?
Okay. I feel like this is a mind game. I didn't see that coming. Okay, how old am I? You need the question. I'm 28.
All right. So there's this saying, books before boys. You know the thing.
I've heard it.
Books before boys because boys bring babies.
Yeah, I have heard it.
How many bees are there in that?
There's one.
One?
Books before boys? How? No.
Books before boys because boys bring babies. How many bees in that?
How many bees? I thought you said how many babies.
No, how many bees in that? Yeah.
Books before. There's too.
There's just too much.
There's too many.
You really believe
bees as an alphabet or bee as a bee as like an animal?
Do you really believe there's like a lot of bees in that?
Yeah, alphabets as like bees, there are a lot.
Wow. For somebody who says he's comfortable in speaking English, this is
a gag.
It's very weird. It's very weird because
that's the thing about trivia.
Because that word that haina bi hoa.
Which word?
That.
Okay. You got me.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah, I am.
You see my producer over there?
Which one is the producer?
Seated.
Producer on the set?
Yeah,
yes, I see.
He tells me he has feelings for you. What do you say to him without hurting his feelings?
You can text me and then we can talk over it.
Azish. Yes, I just hooked up my producer.
No, come on, why not? I get that should be son. And then you're okay, on these conditions, you qualify. On these conditions, you don't. But then, yeah.
Mui mona ke Celeblaza na lebitso la ka ke Tebatso Leboya. I'm also known as leader. Ke bile le Ts'epang Teba tsa tsela ka jeno bona netefatsa hore you are happy all the time. Bona ha re boela re kopana na go nyetlang. A ke re wa bona. Eke